and loads of Antloids.
All the bugs you could ever want. A heaping pile of squirming, swarming, insectile death. Seeking food. That food they sought was these men. These men encamped right here. But they're being driven away by the adventurers. In this pitched combat here. According to this card, Alentha goes first when we pick up. Where is she situated? Ah, there she is. All right, so Alentha looks out over the battlefield, and she can see that Grimorn has done a pretty amazing job cooking most of the ants. Like all of these ones over here are writhing and burning and furiously gnashing their mandibles in pain. Let's see, Oren's over here. He's keeping an eye out. The free lookout, he's keeping an eye out, pointing at the attackers. Yeah, this is looking bad for the Antloids, even though there's a lot of them. And they have a lot of hit points. They've only taken 69 nice damage so far. And a horde of creatures has a huge pool of hit points. So they might come back around and continue the attack if they're not driven away hard. Alentha is going to rally the troops. She says, "Arise! Arise quickly from your slumber! We are under attack!" She calls out to everybody. And many in the crowd heed her call. Let's see, 11 of these people wake up. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, so she shouts, and all of these people around here wake up. The ones that are upside down, they're still snoring. They're sleeping right through all this shit. The fireball explodes with a tremendous boom. And yet these fools were not roused from their slumber. But, I don't know. 11's not bad. She's going to also move. She's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She runs 30 feet over here, and she calls out to Grimorn and says, "Can you do that again?"
Yeah. My favorite trick.
Well, pray to your fire god. We'll need all of his aid. All right. She points at Morg and says, "You, quickly transform. I know you can do it. Use your druidic power." She's going to use her telepathy to try to begin rousing people. And so she's going into the dreaming minds of people that are sleeping currently and telling them in their dreams to wake the hell up. Using like mental telepathic commands to them. After Alentha, the Veiled Alliance people, we've got... yeah, if I can select her here. Not easy to do. All right, Gusselin Crew hops out of the cart. Having awoken, she's going to clamber down, and she's going to end her movement over here, and she's going to take a peek. She's going to look around bleary-eyed. With her 12, she observes the obvious burning ants in the distance, the Antloids writhing and chattering. She fumbles at her and her bag of magical ingredients for trying to fumble for the right combination of ingredients and spell words that she's going to need for some aggressive spells here in a minute. So she's going to take a ready action if they come closer. These guys that have woken up, they're going to use half their movement and they're going to stand up. They go next. Jogo, the old... Where's he at? Jogo? Anybody see
Near
Jogo?
the cart. He's on the cart on the front side.
Yeah, there he is.
Is he locked or what?
Yeah, he was. I think so.
He's floating.
He's going to cast Fly, and he's going to fly high up into the air. So he casts a spell, and he uses one movement. Let's see, how high is a cart? Cart's like 5-10 feet, and he flies 30 feet up. Actually, does Fly give you a faster fly speed than that? It might.
It's 30, isn't it?
Let me double check. Yeah, it's probably just 30.
Oh, speed of 60. 60 feet.
Flying speed of 60. Yeah.
Okay.
Preparation.
Okay, I'll make a notation that he is 70 feet up then. He flies way up into the sky, and he's going to look around. What time is it right now? I think it's daytime, right? It's almost noon. It's 11 o'clock. Because
It was
this...
our third shift of
Right.
sleep. I think.
So you guys had been resting for about 6 hours when the ambush happened. So he flies way up into the sky, and it's pretty warm out. And he's got a good view. Everything's well lit. So he's going to consider the situation on the battlefield, and he's going to call out to Gusselin crew and the adventurers, and he's going to say, "Out there, I can see quite a few of them amassed in a great horde. There are a scattering of others. Most of them are on fire. Be wary." And he points at the various spots where he can see them from his position up there. All right, so that was the Veiled Alliance and the Free. Many of them are putting on equipment. Let me double check their stats real quick. See how long it would take for them to equip. It probably will not take long because most people wear fairly light equipment in the Dark Sun universe. Light equipment you can put on fast. Yeah, most of their armor comes from tower shields, so they spend their interact picking up a tower shield. And as part of their movement, they're going to draw out their longswords. They used half their movement to stand up. All right, so many of them are still like kind of sleepy-eyed, and they're going to take the dodge action just in case anything is immediately coming towards them that they didn't know about. And they're going to look around and be cautious. All right. Morgue. You can see all this.
Oh my god, I'm bugging out. There's so many ants. And I will heed the call of the transform that was it Gus and crew? Or no, Alentha was like telling me. So I'll turn into a giant bug. And I'll move. Wait, what was my movement as giant bug? I think it's 40. I'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. And I will hold an action to attack if the ant comes closer. Any of the ants come closer.
Okay. All right, Bartrus, the general, the leader of the men here. I'm not sure if he woke up. He rolled a 7. He was sound asleep. Let's see. I'll give him advantage because of the explosion. Now he still rolled a 10. That's not very good. All right. So, Bartris, in his dreams, hears the words of Alentha, and she calls out to him and says, "Quickly, we are under attack. Awake!" And he's having a dream where he's with a barmaid that he knows from Altaruk, and remembering some good times he had with her, and he doesn't want to leave the barmaid, and she says, "You fool, awaken!" And he makes another roll. He's up to a 13. He's up to a 13, but he has poor wisdom, so he makes the incorrect choice and says, "Get out of my head," and goes back to his dreams. So he is unconscious. The Antloids, they are pretty unhappy about the explosion of fire. And all right, so I'm gonna roll a morale check because fire is pretty scary to these ants, and their morale is sitting at a 6 right now. So what they're gonna do is they're going to scatter. So I'm just going to have them all move out in sort of an erratic, random sort of way, scattering away from the explosion as quickly as they can. Some of them going towards the group and others away. All right. Because they were so close, these two Antloids rush towards the sleeping free members, and when they get close, they can smell the pheromones of the people, and they know there's food there, so they go to attack, and that's when you trigger.
Orin? Oh no, still the ants.
Does 18 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. Then con save for DC 12.
Hey, minute.
Does 9 points of piercing damage, and he takes half of this poison damage, which is 26. So 13 plus 9 takes a bunch of damage.
22.
22.
Ouch.
Dabby. Take that, tiny ant.
You probably can't talk in bug form, right?
I mean, can I talk to the ants? Because my bug form is a giant ant.
Yes.
Giant ant soldier.
All right. You speak my language. All right, I just looked up his stats real quick. That was a chunk of his hit points. Ouch. I'll roll a con save based on that. Nat 20. He doesn't mind. Bugs don't care if you rip 3 of their legs off. They'll keep fighting. This other one smells meat and will take a bite out of this sleeping dude with advantage. He hits, and the dude doesn't have the advantage of his great shield. And he gets
No, they didn't wake up.
He gets bitten by the Antloid, who does 3d6 bite damage. Ouch.
Damn, they got quite the bite. Holy shit.
So this guy takes 14 damage.
That's gonna wake him up.
Significant chomp. Yeah, that wakes him up. He's awake. Unfortunately, the ant also has a stinger. And he's going to try to land a stinger attack as well. Oof.
Formic attack. Formic acid attack.
Yeah. He just got stung too. Let's see, it does just a single... Well, it does like 4 points of piercing damage. And so the stinger goes into his abdomen, and the guy lets out a terrifying scream of pain, and he rolls his con save trying to stand up against the poison. And he resists the poison. So he doesn't get poisoned for a period of time. He doesn't take poison damage, but it didn't feel good. I guess the stinger went into his abdomen and right back out, sort of a flesh wound. Maybe it took some of his intestine with it. He's in a lot of pain. All right, and this one ran across the dune in this direction over here. So that was those Antloids, and then there's these ones here. Were they hit with an effect that made them afraid, and that's why they had run over here? It was like a critical effect or something?
I think they got
Horus
pushed
Maximus
back.
shoved them with his
Yeah.
weapon.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
massively hit them with. If they try to move towards him, though, he can do an opportunity attack to keep them away.
Yeah, I think that's what they would do, is they'd rush towards him. So I'll roll for him. He would roll a 2. Well, that's not good. So he fails to hit the Antloids. We have an armor class of 16, natural. All right, so the Antloid horde is going to move towards him. They're going to pass through his weapon. He sweeps his weapon into the horde of them, and they ignore it. They just swarm around it and around him. And they're going to force him to make a check. And he rolls his save, and he rolls a 6. He's got +5 on dex, doesn't he?
He has a pretty high dex. I think like 16. I don't have his sheet.
I thought he had more than that. Let me look it up.
Oh, his strength is max on all those decks.
Dex is pretty high. His strength is super high. Strength is maxed out.
It's already 22.
I remember his character being kind of a min-max god. Yeah, you're right. He has +3 in dexterity. Okay. So he gets like a 9. He fails. So the Antloids surround him. So he is now covered in ants. A big pile of ants. Let me check the rules here real quick. Surround. Surrounded creatures can be targeted by assault attack. They cannot use dash or disengage. They provoke an attack of opportunity if they use their move action. If a creature that is surrounded deals damage to the horde, it can attempt a dexterity saving throw against the horde's DC at the end of the turn. And if it succeeds, then it gets out and is no longer surrounded. All right, so that was just their move. Their move was to sort of like do the surround action. No, it says it is an action to do the surround. So I guess that is his action. He didn't take the attack action. He took the surround action to surround Taurus during its turn. I can't think of a good bonus action for them to do at this point. So that is what they do. Back to the top. Oren not here yet. It is 8:56. He might be here soon. So if he gets back, or if he shows up during the turn, he can take his turn. For now, we'll go to Sia.
Hello. Just gonna Bardically Inspire. I'm gonna inspire Morg.
I chirp with happiness.
Is that what ants sound like?
You're probably going to have to get closer. Isn't it like 30 feet on your Bardic Inspiration?
Is there a range to it?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it just anyone? Is there anyone in earshot or?
Nah, everything's got a range.
No, you don't want to get closer.
All right. If that's the case, I'm going to move.
It is within 60 feet of you.
Oh, never mind then. You're good.
All right.
He's like 45, so Bardic Inspiration.
I am then. It's a horde, right?
Yeah.
I can't do. All right, and that's gonna be my turn.
So what do you say that's so inspiring?
I just say a bunch of stuff and what I think ants sound like.
Well, no, you're not trying to inspire the ants. You're trying to inspire Morg.
He's a giant ant right now, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
I
he
can
will.
still understand you. I can still understand common
Oh, it's like, no?
in all
Okay.
shape.
And the problem is, if you're speaking Ant and you don't understand Ant, then you're just saying gibberish to him.
You don't look like Vin Diesel, I promise. You got this.
All right. Good try.
Good try.
All right. Chris, what do you do?
I'm gonna try to help Taurus Maximus. I'm gonna be shooting
Quick, save him. He'll be mad if he's dead when he comes back.
Scorching Ray.
Armor class 16. How many rays are you firing?
4.
4 rays of scorching, blazing heat. The penetrating fire of the god of fire. Punching holes in the horde of ants.
Let me so it comes with +5. I do have my fire amplifier ability triggered. 18. Wait a second. 16.
Hit.
19.
Hit. Miss.
13. Okay,
So you got 3 of them.
I'm gonna re-roll the ones. See if I can. I'm gonna roll 3d6. There you go. So, plus 13, plus 11. Give me a second.
Those giant ant-like creatures are just being burnt alive, making crispy ants out of them. Since they're inside sort of an exoskeleton, the heat's probably making their exoskeleton burst apart, and all the
They take 36 fire damage.
lobster meat coming out. 36.
Yep. Yeah, total.
Okay.
Where am I at? This is the big crown. Like, that ord, what does it look like at this point?
It looks like a bunch of ants that are on fire.
But have we killed a few of them?
You killed... let's see. You have killed... According to my calculations, you have killed at least a couple of them.
Okay. Let me move a little bit.
Looks like
Okay.
Taurus-shaped ants.
It's Taurus' turn.
Okay. So he makes one attack against the ants that surround him. And he can only try to get out from the surround effect if he lands this hit. So here I go. One attack. Whoosh. I will check his numbers right quick. Taurus Maximus has a giant maul with +9 to hit. I rolled a
think he's
7. That's a 16. That does hit.
I think he might be in rage too.
Yeah, that adds to his damage, but not to his hit, doesn't it?
I don't know if it gives him advantage or something like that.
But I'll add the +2 to his damage, so he's got 10, 16, 17, 18 damage on the hit.
If he has multi-attack, what can he do when he's surrounded by them?
Oh, he's definitely going to use his multi-attack, so he's gonna take a second swing. That one, he gets 20, not natural. Hits again. That one's going to do 3, 4, 5, 11, 13. 13 more damage. And
Is it
then...
every time he hits, he can do a dex save, or only once per turn?
So, according to this, if he manages to do damage during his turn, he can attempt a dexterity saving throw against the Horde's DC at the end of the turn. And so at the end of his turn,
Ooh.
he rolls his check, and he rolls a 2. Fuck.
Yeah.
So he's got a 5. He failed. So he looks for an opening. Like, he lands his 2 hits, and he smashes an ant apart. And he looks for an opening, but more ants move in to close the gap that he opened up, and there's no way out. He's fully surrounded, and he looks left and he looks right, and he's like, guys, I don't know what to do. So he doesn't move, because if he moves, he will take attacks of opportunity. So he stands perfectly still, warding off the enemy. Alentha sees his predicament, and she's going to... what can she do against an entire horde? Think what to do.
Meteor.
She's got mere moments to think about it, of course, because all hell is breaking loose.
Is there a meteor attack in D&D?
Yeah,
I gotta go and take a look at that.
I hear it's pretty strong. It's a high-level spell. Shit. Where are my stats?
Meteor Swarm. Holy shit.
Did you find it? What's it say?
Yeah. Each creature in the 40-foot radius sphere centered on each point you choose must make a dexterity saving throw. The sphere is spread around corners. Okay, so the damage hits around corners. A creature takes 20d6 fire damage and 20d6 bludgeoning damage on a fail saving roll.
Shit.
You take half of them if you...
46.
Yeah.
Hardcore. Okay.
It casts like all objects in the area that can burn catches on fire, but it's a 9th level spell.
All right. Oh.
Application.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work on a horde. I'm looking at her spells, and I have to be careful what she does, because
That's what 40d6 damage looks like.
not all of them are going to work.
There you go.
That's a lot.
You can re-roll your 1s and 2s, man.
That's what the spell says?
Nah, I don't. At that point, you probably have the ability to do that. It's level 9 spell, so you're gonna be super high level.
Maybe an entangle would work here.
Would that affect Taurus?
Probably.
Magic missile?
Not that kind of caster, I'm afraid. Grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square. A square. Well, that's not useful. All right. Let me draw a box. So a 20-foot square. I can do it like this. So that doesn't hit Taurus exactly, but it does hit these 2 Antloids that were trying to attack the Free. So a creature in the area when he casts the spell must succeed on a strength saving throw or become restrained. The 2 ants roll. I've rolled a 3 and a 5. Both of them fail miserably. The grasping weeds and vines that come up out of the ground totally have caught these 2 Antloids here. So I'm going to give each of them an R for restrain. So advantage to hit them. They can use their action to make a strength check against her DC on their turn to try to free themselves. So Alentha's going to call out and say, "Are you okay in there? You great giant, you!" And Taurus, he's going to shout some muffled things from underneath the giant dog pile of Antloids. And she's going to say, I think he said he's okay. All right. The Veiled Alliance. Jogo, from his high vantage point, is going to unleash a barrage of magic missiles. I think he can probably upcast it so it does more damage, right?
Shoots another missile.
When you cast this spell using a spell slot of 2nd level, you get 1 more dart. All right, so let's see. 3d4. I'm gonna do a 5d4 magic missile.
5d. There you go.
5d4 plus 5. Well, 16 damage. It's respectable. Let's see, what's that? 140, 152. 152. Oof. All right, so Jogo, from high up in the air, flying around, the old wizard, he casts the most basic wizard spell that there is. He calls on the power of Magic Missile, and he unleashes a huge barrage of missiles that the little arcane bolts hit the ants from above, hitting their hard carapaced shells and penetrating through. So there's ant blood spewing out all over the place. Very accurate. None of it affects Taurus in any way. It did a moderate amount of damage, but the Antloids, they are persistent and tough, and they don't seem to have been weakened by that attack. And Jogo calls out to Gussel and crew and says, "We need a way to get him out from within there." And she says, "Yes, master." She's going to move up. She's going to move up behind Gramorn here. She's already got a mage armor up. I don't know if she has anything that can really help here. She says to everybody around her, that would be Soul and the Free and Gramorn, she says, "What would an ant be afraid of?"
Fire. That's all that I know. A manta ray
Manta ray.
or an anteater, like those big the ones with the long tongue.
That'll never do. Need something more intimidating.
A dragon.
She creates a major image, an illusion of a mechalot right here next to Morg. So this huge mechalot appears with a roar and smashes its tail on the ground with a thump, and sort of heaves in the front as if it's getting ready to charge forward through the Antloid mass and just smash through them all, crushing them underfoot. It is really quite large. Maybe even maybe even bigger. All right. So
Even a giant can of Raid.
So she's created a scary illusion to try to trick the Antloids. The Antloids don't know any better. They're dumb animals. So maybe they will be directed away from the party by their fear of this huge creature. All right. The Free, some of them are still sleeping. So I'm going to roll, let's see. The rest of them have awoken. So
What would actually scare them is if you could reproduce a pheromone that tells them to flee. Speak in their language.
these 3 guys, they're all going to stand up. The Antloids nearby are restrained, but they're still going to try to attack even though they have disadvantage. So reaction attack, crit fail, and Oh, that's a pretty good one. What's that? 15, I think. I'll check his stats real quick. Yeah, 15. All right, he doesn't have his shield yet, so that does hit. Unfortunate. He takes a bite. Does he make his con save? No. No, that's not good.
No, not peasant.
13 damage to him. That's the first damage he's taken, so maybe he'll survive that. He took the poison, unfortunately, and the poison's going to do an additional 2d4 poison damage, and he takes the poison status. That's another 3. Gets him to 16, and with a P on there, because he is poisoned. So he gurgles as the stinger on the Antloid penetrates his thigh. But he manages to stand up. And this dude, he manages to stand up. The Antloid crit failed when trying to attack him as he got up. Missing what you thought was a critical blow causes you to panic. End your turn, and you are surprised until the end of your next turn. Alright, so he grabs up his shield. His AC improves. This guy grabs up his shield. His AC improves. So that was move, interact, draw weapon. Let's see. Dodge action. They'll go on the defensive immediately because they've taken some damage. So this dude in the middle is like, hold the line! Shield wall! And they put up their shields and they try to connect them together so there's no gaps. The ants are fully entangled in there, so they can't do much. He gets up. 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 They all ready their equipment. The same can be said of these men here. They ready their equipment and they stand up. This one manages to get in here and make a single attack, which hits. He slashes into the ant and he hits for max damage. So he slashes that Antloid for 10.
With advantage for critical.
Oh, he had advantage because it was restrained, actually. It didn't enhance it, though. This one sees how good he's doing, though, and this one's going to take a couple steps over, and he's going to throw a belt knife as hard as he can. He's got high dexterity. It does hit, and it's going to slash the Antloid for an additional 4 damage, which is enough to kill it. So it hits it right in the face, and that Antloid drops dead. Let's see. This one over here, he's going to move up here and add to the shield wall. This one, he's going to start building the shield wall out in this direction, in between this gap and the sand. So your fortifications are going up. These two wake up. These ones are going to charge across the battlefield over to here with a dash. This one follows. All right. Things are turning. The tide of battle turns in everyone's favor. And the commander shouts, "Hurrah! To battle, to battle!" So that was the fray. Morg, what do you do? You're right up in the fray.
I'm going to shout out the ant horde. Stop, or I will. I am the Ant Lord. I am here, and I will pick up this one that is restrained, and I will put it in my mandibles and munch on it.
All right, give me your best bite roll. With advantage.
Oh, with advantage, good, because that's a nat one. I will rage to bonus action rage. Why is it not rolling? I think it's stuck. Oh, there you go. 14.
Not a hit.
Okay. I will multi-attack and sting it.
That's with advantage?
Yep. The other one was a 1.
Mm.
Oh wait, I have to put in actual other dice.
Okay, that's
I
it.
forgot advantage doesn't actually do it by itself. Okay, so it's a 19 hit.
6 damage.
It is 6 points of piercing damage, and then DC 12 con save.
Mm.
You do have Bardic Inspiration, I think.
Alright, what does Bardic Inspiration do again? It's plus to hit, or where is it?
13.
It would be hit
The
or
die
save.
is for a D8 for attack roll. Oh, so I can add the D6 to the
It would be
14?
a D8.
Yeah, D8.
So if your hit is really shit, and yeah, it might save your hit.
Wait, did he make this
13.
save or no? Wait, why am I rolling D6 as poison is okay?
What was the DC again?
That was DC 12.
He did make the save.
He takes half of 17 damage, is 8.
8. All right.
And then I'll put the D8 onto the last bite. So if I roll a 2 or more, then it does hit.
Mm.
Okay, so bite does hit. And then that's just another D8 plus 4 damage. So he takes another 6 points of damage.
Okay. You're stabbing him. You're piercing him. You're
Come on,
chomping on him. That ant is being ground to a pulp. So it's losing limbs now. All right. Bartrus cries out to his people. Rally! Quickly, rally! Where's Bartrus at? He's here. He was sleeping, but now he's awake. He looks around and sees that things are already well in hand, and he is pleased with the tactics of his people. And he says, "Hold the line!" All right, he's going to issue a command to this guy here, and he uses his reaction to attack. He hits. He slashes into the ant. He only does 5 damage to it. And yet, it is enough to finish this Antloid off, so that one dies.
Why didn't happen my mandibles that I was holding it?
Okay, so we got a couple dead Antloids there. Okay. The Antloids that scattered previously, they're going to roll a morale check. All right, their morale has improved since the fireball. Let's see. All right. These 3 Antloids over here are going to move towards the Antloid horde.
They're going to form a mecha horde.
They're going to join with it. Let's see, that's 11, 11, and 11. So I'm going to add 33 hit points to the horde. Let's see, what does that come out to? 119, I think. Yeah. Okay, because these 3 Antloids joined the horde, it's got more hit points now. So those were the ones with the good morale. This one's going to attack on its own here against this dude here. Tries to bite him. It succeeds. Tries to sting him. It fails. The bite does hurt quite a bit. He takes 12 bite damage to the foot. He had his shield up, but it goes low and it bites his ankle and it twists with a scream. The free man is crying out as he's being dragged. The two men adjacent to him try to hold on to him before he's pulled out from under his own shield. These two distant ants, their morale's not quite so good, and they're going to continue moving away. They were awful spooked by the fireball, and they were still kind of on fire as they ran off. And then the horde itself is going to do what a horde do. In this case, that is going to be a assault attack. When the horde makes an assault attack, all targets must make a dexterity saving throw. The DC of the saving throw is equal to 8 plus the horde's proficiency plus the horde's strength, or dexterity modifier if the horde uses ranged or finesse weapons. It's about the same. Strength and dex, they're both +3. So 8, 9, 10, 13.
What,
DC
for Taurus?
DC 13 for Taurus. He rolls a 13. He makes it.
Ooh.
He made it, but only just barely.
Yeah, strength is like 22.
On a failed save, each target takes damage equal to 4 times an individual creature's weapon dice, or 2 times an individual creature's weapon dice if the horde is bloodied, which it's not. That would have been a heavy hit. They failed though.
Their mandibles are much stronger than mine.
All right, that was the horde's action. Back to the top. Orin did nothing during his turn, so I'm going to assume he had taken the opportunity to move. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll put him here. He can make his 2 attacks. I'll just roll for him. He's got a hit and a miss. The first one does 8 damage to this Antloid here. Okay, so that was the turn I didn't take, and now we're on a new round. And again, if he shows up, he can take his turn. Otherwise, I'll do it at the end of the round. Sia, what do you do?
I'm going to Bardically Inspire Grimoire this time.
Oh, nice.
How do I remove that little counter thing? Going down. Facing the wrong way.
Probably. Trying to tick down your little yellow counter?
Yep.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, I got it too. All right. Inspiration. What do you say? What are your words of inspiration?
I don't know.
What music do you play? You can play music.
Yeah, that works too.
The fire and the flames, obviously.
Through the fire and the flames. You need an electric guitar for that.
I'm making voice impressions. Can I roll a performance check?
Yeah.
Hold up.
No.
19.
Not bad. All right, you sing a song. That's fine. An inspiring battle tune. Chris, what do you do?
Gotta think about it.
In these trying
Or-
times.
These ores, they make it kind of complicated. Can Taurus take a fireball? Actually, not too far.
He's got a lot of hit points.
He doesn't have any damage on him.
He's got a bit. I mean, just a flesh wound.
Yeah, he just needs to do a DC 17 dex save, you know.
He's so dumb he wouldn't know what hit him. He'd just think the ants were fire ants or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When you have bugs, you do more bugs. No. I won't do an insect plague. That would hurt him a lot.
I thought about doing that myself. Alentha's a druid. She could have done it.
Yeah. I could do it now,
Wait,
but...
you can have access to that spell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my staff, I can do it twice per day. But that would risk damage and like destroying the staff if I did it twice. I'm too far for some of my spells too. So I'm gonna do again another same spell. Scorching Ray again. To the Horde.
It's a good DPS spell.
Yeah. Needs hit though.
Yeah, they have pretty good AC. If only you could lower their AC somehow.
Critical fail.
Can you sunder a Horde's AC?
No, you can't. I think they're immune.
Okay, so I missed twice. I got a critical fail.
Oh, unfortunate. Your crit fail situation with a spell attack. You get wrapped up in your spell casting and forget to watch your target. Your target has advantage on their first attack roll against you next round.
Okay. So I'll do give me a second. 15.
I think they're gonna attack you from over there.
No. 20, 26. They still take 29 damage.
29 damage.
This thing you roll like, several times, so you have chances of, shitting rolls or whatever.
Okay, you blast the Antloid horde. Some of them are on fire. You move a little bit closer.
I move closer. They're busy on the big boy. I thought they decided to just attack me. And that's it.
If they weren't so preoccupied with Taurus, they probably should have reacted to the mech a lot, but they haven't even hardly noticed it. All right. Taurus is going to attack twice. He's got a 24.
Exceptional.
No, it's not. AC 16.
No? Oh.
And a 13, which doesn't hit. Well, he lands one hit. He does 12 damage.
Oh, little question though.
Yeah.
Because he has his ability of when he attacks with his weapon, it pushes them away.
Yeah.
How does that work when he's surrounded like that?
Doesn't work on hordes. They get immunity to that sort of thing. You can't knock them prone or shove them. Okay. I probably shouldn't have been letting him get away with the pushes against the horde.
Well, we'll know.
All right. So he did land an attack. He will attempt to get out. And he rolls high. He rolls an 18. He's got his +3. So with a 21, he can safely move out of the horde now. So he's going to go... He's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20...
Get them with a fireball now.
25, 30, 35. All right. He crawls out from under the horde of Antloids, and he gets to right here. All right. So Taurus Maximus, he gets free. Alentha is going to... She's going to take up her staff, and she holds her staff aloft, and she is going to... She's going to use a power of her staff. All right, her skin changes a little bit. She's going to move up. She gets to about here behind the shield wall. And she has sort of a wooden appearance. All of her skin is like bark, like tree bark. The Veiled Alliance, they are two positions. We got the elevated position. He's going to look down at the ants. He's going to do a cantrip. Going to do a cantrip against one of the stray ants. This one. You can see that this one's weak, so he shoots a cantrip at it, and it hits it for 8 damage, and it dies with a screech. It tumbles down from the hill, from the pile. And butts up against the shield wall. Just the corpse of a giant ant, just ragdolling against the shield wall of the defending freemen. And he calls down to Gussel and crew and says, "We might have this one! Those seem to be in full retreat. We must deal with this mass, the horde." She says, "Yes, master, but I don't have a lot of damaging spells. I'm illusionist, mind influencer." He nods. "Do what you can, girl. Do what you can." So she continues to manipulate the Mechalot image, so it dances about hungrily, snarling and snorting and stamping on the ground to intimidate. All right. The Antloid horde pays it no mind. All right. The Freemen, they're going to attack. I've got a miss, and a miss, and a miss, and a miss. 4 attacks against the Ant horde, and the Freemen with their slashy swords cannot seem to land a hit on the hard carapaces of the Antloids. They cry out, "Circle around! Flank them!" All right. Seeing that this ant is dead, some of these men are going to move around to here. Some of these men are going to move around to here. Tactical positioning. Sort of flanking around from this direction. And these guys would flank around here, but they bulk because they don't want to walk through a Mechalot. They can't see through the illusion. Morg, what do you do?
I will make room for them and walk around this way. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 35, 40. And I'll start eating the ants in the back. Munch, 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 munch.
Flanking. So that's one advantage.
Okay. Oh, do I have advantage when flanking a horde?
Sure.
Ooh, 23. Okay, they take 6 points of bludgeoning damage from mandibles.
Okay. Yeah.
And And I sting. Oh no, the sting misses. 15.
Unfortunate. I would have failed the save if that had hit. And it almost did. Almost.
Okay. My bonus action, anything. Bonus action. I think I can only combat heal. Starting at level 6, your attacks at each one. Okay, now that's it.
Okay. Bartrus calls out to his troops and tells the ones that had flanked around to the side to attack with advantage. That'll hit. Max damage. So there's another 10. And he calls to his troops. Down through the middle. You need to do more damage. Get in there, boys. And then the Antloid horde. They make a bunch of chittering noises. Morale broken. Alright, the Antloid horde begins to be routed and starts to flee. So that's going to trigger a whole lot of attacks of opportunity. Taurus swings on it. It's a 16. It barely connects, but it connects. He only does 7 damage, though. Not his best showing.
Stop them from moving.
I'm going to say that doesn't work on hordes either. He can stop one creature that he hit, but it wouldn't stop the horde from moving. So, let's see. 2 of these guys and 2 of these guys are going to attack. We've got 2 hit. And another 1 of the next set hit. So that's 3 hits. It's 19 more damage.
I sting them while they run.
Yeah.
They're running
23
now?
to hit, 10 points of piercing damage, and con save.
10 piercing damage and con save. I succeeded with a 20.
Okay.
Half
take 14
of...
points of poison damage.
So that's like
Half 20, so they get 14.
14.
They get 24 more damage.
Nice.
You should have listened to your Antlord.
Getting there. Some heavy damage. They are trying to flee, trying to get away. So they move.
Yes.
Let's see. Let me try to make this accurate. So let's see. 5, 10,
You need, like, a Sonic Creepy
15,
Crawlers,
20, 25, 30. All right, they begin to burrow underground. They have a burrow speed of 40. So 10 of that movement, they moved 30 feet this way and 10 feet down. So they are currently underground. So you did 228 damage. You killed almost 5 of them. So there's like 5 corpses here, and then there's another 3 corpses there. So there's like 8 dead antloids laying about.
These guys are underground now?
Yes, they have moved underground. You can see the sand is displaced over here where they've moved to because they're like 10 feet under the sand, but they are under the sand.
God damn it.
So Oren didn't take his turn, but he doesn't have a target over here. He's going to maybe...
Actually, if they try to flee away from Maximus Taurus, he should have an opportunity attack from that distance. He was.
Oh, I rolled it for him, yeah.
You did.
I think everybody got an attack. 4 of these guys attacked, Taurus attacked, and Long attacked. But, I mean, at least they're being driven off, right?
Mhm.
It's just an animal. You don't need to kill every last one, do you?
Of course we do.
Of course.
Ant meat.
They all need
It's
to
like
die.
lobster, land lobster.
Yeah, exactly. I already started cooking them. Where's Oren? It's quite late if he's coming. I don't know. Do we message him?
Did he say he wasn't going to be around?
I don't know. He's in the other channel.
He's in the wrong channel?
No, he's playing another game right now.
Send him some messages. Maybe he just forgot. The sky will that time forgot. This is a pretty tough fight. What a way to start out your day. You still need 2 more hours of sleep before you'll be fully rested. So there's the question. The Antloids are just underground. Can you can you rest here knowing there are Antloids burrowing underground just underneath you?
I'll just spread some boric acid everywhere. And take out my kind of raid.
That's a dangerous campsite. So I'm going to say we're out of combat turns. You guys can freely do whatever you want to do at this point. The Antloids don't seem like they're coming back right away.
Are we possibly close to one of their nests?
Could be. There were quite a few of them.
Is there any food to get from these giant ants? Like, I'm sure it's like a barbecue, no?
You can eat ants. Chocolate-covered ants.
Yeah, we'll cook these, like, how many we got? Like 5 or 6 of them?
Yeah.
8?
Yeah, they'll feed a lot of people.
We had 5 plus like 3 of the individual ones, so 8, yeah.
What's the size of these things like?
Yeah, I'll go to the description and I'll read it off. The Antloid.
Like 80-pound ants?
Antloids are giant ants. Soldiers. These antloids grow to be 10 feet in length and have a mottled dark blue-gray exoskeleton. Their large, sharp, oversized mandibles do 3d6 damage on a successful attack. Longer and sleeker than workers, soldiers also have a poison attack. These are 2 types of soldier, antloids, infantry, and archers. Good thing you weren't fighting archers. Let's see, they have a 17-inch gaster stinger located at the rear tip of its mastoma segment. That's brutal. 17-inch stinger. That's why it pierces right through.
So these things are like 10 feet feet tall. Goddamn, like, attacking ants. We can feed the village here with 8 of them. We're gonna save on food here. I say we cook them and then maybe we can move a little bit to a safer spot and finish our rest.
Ninja, can you send me the stat blocks for the ants? Can I transform into them?
Yeah, it's beast. I believe so.
Might be safer to move a little further down, like in case we're like in one of their nest area. And then finish our rest. Maybe because we're not doing, like, we can't push our walk as much as we used to right now with these like all the dudes we're carrying around. So it gives us more time every day to do some extra stuff. Because we would push our walks for like 4 or 5 hours sometimes, if not more. Right?
Do you want to save one of these tokens too? It's got the stats right on it, so I'll just clear out the damage numbers and you can use that. It's got a nice burrow speed. It's useful for that, if nothing else. Burrow speed and tremor sense. Some good mobility options there for a shapeshift.
Oh, they're considered large size, even though they were only like 1 block.
Yeah, they were probably supposed to be a little larger than that.
Yeah, they're actually bullying Taurus Maximus around.
Yeah, they were.
And they're pushing him around.
Well, you know, when you've got like 12 large creatures pushing one other large creature. Numbers count, especially with ants. They have proportional strength.
Yeah, so we probably should move around, move out, away from their nest, and rest a little further down. It'll take us a little bit of our time, but I don't think it's going to slow us down, really.
All right, so you're going to pack up camp. You're going to march for how long?
I don't know, like 2 hours away, rest the last 2 hours, and then leave again.
Okay. So you do that. You pack up camp. A few of you climb into the wagon. All of the free gather up all of their supplies. They finish whatever meal they were eating. They were resting. So they were trying to rest during the day in the open heat. And let's see, how did they fare? They fared well. I rolled a 17 for the group, so they put up with the heat of the noonday sun pretty well. It wasn't that hot during the day. Could have been worse. Looking at the stats here, during the day when the Antloids attack, there's actually, in the afternoon, the DC is only like 17. And I had rolled a natural 17, so they're going to be all right through the afternoon heat. So you do, just like you said, a couple hours further, like northward through the desert, and then you lay down for another nap. Do you have to recast your spell? Your air-conditioned bubble? Your tiny hut?
Morg? Since we move, or do you have to recast your spell into for the ambient environment?
The Liam's tiny hut? That's your spell, isn't it?
That's mine.
Oh, what? What the fuck?
I'll cast that.
Okay, so how many times a day can you cast that? The Omen's tiny hut. Once, twice?
If I'm looking at the spell slots, it's a second level spell, right?
I think so.
Then I can cast. Considering I didn't use any spell. Wait, can I cast a spell with all these people around?
Good question.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, I can't.
We are with a
Like,
bunch
I am
of
using
wizards.
my mind to make it.
We are with a bunch
This
of
is
wizards
psionics.
right now.
Totally psionics, man. Trust me.
I think we're okay with this group. Like, I think everybody knows that there's wizard. There's like 4 of them right now.
So this is an opportunity for role-playing, right? So let's say you want to cast a spell. Now, you're here with Gusselin Crew of the Veiled Alliance and Jogo of the Veiled Alliance and Alentha of the Veiled Alliance. These are all also spellcasters. All of them did cast spells. These soldiers are here with Alentha, and clearly they know she casts spells of some sort.
I thought these were just random people the entire time.
So, if you want to cast a spell, all you have to do is say, I am a member of the Veiled Alliance, and I'm not a defiler wizard who's destroying the environment, right? So you just have to roleplay a little bit. You can get around it.
Okay.
Let them know you're one of the good guys.
Oh no, it's a third level spell. Can you cast? How would I do? Actually, can I just cast it? And then
Stay a giant bug.
I'll explain later. I'll just cast the Liam as tiny hat.
Okay.
With my 30-foot tremor sense, do I sense any of the ants following us underground?
Roll it.
Perception. Antloids giant ants have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight. Wait, that do rely on sight? But they have blind sight. Fuck, that doesn't make any sense. Whatever. 6.
It's probably supposed to say sound. Should be, I don't know.
Unless tremor sense is a type of sight, I don't know.
It's not really sight. I mean, they do have the keen sight feat, but it's not sight. It's the vibration sense. They just know that you're there based on the vibrations. Or the pheromones. No, it's like more than tremor sense though. It's because like there, like I had you roll a perception check and you had advantage on it.
Yeah, that's what I was asking you. If keen sight like applies to tremor sense.
Tremor sense just means that
eyes.
it's just an extra sense. So it's you still make checks, but you just have more options, right? Because you can sense the vibrations, you can hear sounds, you can see things.
Different way to perceive stuff.
Just an extra way to perceive, yeah.
So you feel like a vibration.
The passive perception's higher than my roll, so it's 15.
Yeah. All right. No ants. You're not being followed. So after you rest up, who was on that next watch?
I don't think we remember.
Somebody had said they were going to do it. We'll
third watch.
We'll gloss over it. All right. So after the last watch, let's see. It was 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. All right. So it's like 3 p.m. now.
Yeah, when things start cooling down, and then we can keep on walking. This day of travel, I'm going to do a survival check to try to find water, food, insects, and stuff like that.
All right. All right. So
anybody wants to assist?
So in the afternoon, the temperature's only 107 degrees. It's practically a nice day. So anybody that can make a DC 17 con save can ignore the heat.
Oh, 24.
Wow, Gussel and Crew and Jogo both make it.
You can roll with advantage.
I think, yeah, God. Taurus is probably going to make it easy. Like, he has a super high con and everything. Are you having your plus, Sia? Like, do you have you have covers? You have things that gives you advantage.
Wait, didn't I make it already? Wasn't it DC 10?
Like, we have a fire that we can be nearby. We are inside of the cart as well, so that gives you a plus as well.
Or rolling con mods.
Yeah,
for an hour.
Constitution as well.
But wasn't the DC already just 10?
No, the DC is 17, but the thing is that when you roll, you can add to.
So there's like four. There's like multiple checks. I've got morning, noon, afternoon, and night. So all morning and noon it was fine, but in the afternoon it's like 3 p.m. now. It goes up to 107, and then DC 17. Some people can just ignore it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's for the eat, huh? You said?
That's for the heat. Yeah.
Oh, I still got it. I take off my pluses that I had there.
This
So
is
wh-
not even nearly as hot as fire.
So I think the rules say that if you travel for more than an hour when it's like a certain temperature out, then it doubles your water requirements. So that's the downside of those checks. If you failed those checks, you need to drink extra water. So let's see. I marked off, what is it, like 26 gallons? So how many people failed that check?
I failed.
I failed.
I passed.
Rolled a 6.
Wait, you failed?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you had to.
My advantage to saves, or not advantage, my proficiency saves are my druid saves, not barbarian, by the way.
I rolled for Oren and he failed as well. So he needs extra water as well.
Even with all this con and everything?
Yeah.
But Morg, you're fine with eat anyways, no? No, it's walking. Okay. Next,
Are you talking about like exhaustion or like marching?
Yeah, that's different.
So what was it, 2 of you that failed the check? Okay.
Yep, I failed.
2 of you failed the check, and then 3 of my people failed the check as well. So that's going to be like 5 extra gallons of water. Okay. Well, it was very hot. You had to drink some extra water. 107 degrees in the desert. All right. So the next leg of the journey, you continue through the rocky. No, wait. You're not quite to the Rocky Badlands yet. You're still in the sandy wastes.
Can we do a survival check for looking for water and things like that?
Okay.
For activity while traveling?
Well, you just finished your rest, and then we're doing the new day of traveling. So now's where everybody has their opportunity to make rolls. I'm going to have Oren do a scouting check.
Anybody wants to assist with survival?
Yeah, it's more survival.
Does anyone in this army have a spare bow?
A spare
No.
bow.
Roll, just roll the. Okay, we got it.
Nah, these guys are all tower shield and longsword guys.
Okay, succeeded.
Oh, they have a spare longsword? I'll
assisting,
take
so
that.
you can roll with advantage.
Nah, they don't have extras.
I got a 20, ninja.
The whole party was just in tier. You could have bought you could have bought any weapon in the entire book.
I don't have any money either.
That's a problem.
I gave a really good crossbow to Oren.
Did you guys want to take some of the ant stuff?
Yeah. I'm taking that shit.
Did you mark it? Did you mark it down specifically? Did you make rolls for anything?
No. Want me to do a roll?
I thought we ate it all.
You want to assist me
I
again?
thought we ate them all.
You want to assist me again, Morg?
In what? Harvesting the antloids?
Yeah, survival.
Yeah, sure.
What roll did you get? We got it.
13, so that is successful for advantage.
I got a 20. A 20 on harvesting. And I also had a 20 on survival check for looking for water.
I'm looking for the stats on this. It is DC 13. So harvesting meat, that's easy. Anybody can do that. But if you want to harvest their venom sacs, it's a DC 13 on each hand. There were 8 of them.
Oh, I gotta do that 8 times?
If you want to get those venom sacs, it's your call, though.
Yeah, I'll do it. Why not?
As far as meat goes, there were 8 10-foot-long ants. So How many hundreds of pounds of ant meat did you take with you? You can fit a lot in those wagons. Just give me a number.
I succeeded 7 of the ant sack.
Okay. Well, that'll give you 7 antloid poisons.
Dude, like how much meat do we have in there?
You tell me. How many hundreds of pounds of meat do you want?
I'm gonna take 200 pounds of meat in my magical bag.
Okay. I bet that's a good way to preserve meat because it's in a vacuum. It's like vacuum sealing it, right?
So yeah, there's no oxygen in there.
I DM'd you the poison stats. And you said 200 pounds of meat? Is that all?
Well, how much meat can I get out of that?
As much as you want.
I don't know. Like I can do probably 300 without like getting 350 pounds.
Okay. Okay, so just imagine you've got 350 pounds of crab meat that you just got from the grocery store. And the crabs have all been smashed. Smashed and burnt.
Yeah.
And you've got 350 pounds of this crab meat.
Yeah.
Technically it's giant ant, but... and you threw it into this vacuum-sealed environment. Although it might have had some bacteria on it, just from harvesting and whatnot. So, I don't know. How long is meat good? Its temperature is not going to be cold or hot in sort of the vacuum of the void.
We'll
so
cook it.
At ambient temperature, how long would that 350 pounds of meat last? It's probably not going to be real tasty for too many days.
We'll have to cook it and then put it in the bag.
You want to cook it first and then put it in the bag?
Yeah.
Lobster.
Yeah, we'll cook it first and then that way it doesn't like
Never
go bad.
tasted
Okay.
lobster jerky. What is lobster jerky like?
Probably fishy and like chewy.
Most jerkies I've had were great, no matter what kind of meat they were.
Yeah, seafood. Yeah.
I've had some fish jerky that was alright. It was like salmon jerky, I think.
What is the stat on that poison?
I sent it to you in a DM. Okay. So now that that's out of the way, we know how much meat you got, and you did get some poison sacks, and you moved on. You travel. Oren's gonna come back from his trip over the hill.
I'll go to Sia. Oh, not Sia, but what's your name character again? Soul. And I will pass you along the poison.
He's a soul man.
I think that might be a little bit more useful for someone like you.
Someone like me? What do you mean by that?
You filthy bard.
What are you implying?
What are you implying?
That all bards are killers.
That all bards are serial killers? Have I serial killed?
Only lady killers.
I'm just I'm just saying, you seem to sometimes you need something to make you more potent during fights. That's all I'm saying.
What are you saying now?
Saying that you
All you do is whisper.
all you do is saying, man.
Okay. I sometimes whisper. Whispering does a lot, man.
How does it feel if 2-5 go?
Stimulate your senses. Thank you for the poison, though.
So
It'd
was
be
it?
better if you had a bow or any type of. You have any spare weapon?
No. I
I'm quite
actually gave a crossbow to Oren. That could have been quite useful for you.
I would ask Oren for it, but he's not here.
Only you can poison your tongue.
Maybe you can borrow it while he's not here.
Wait, really quickly, Morik, how poisoning my tongue? That would backfire.
Yeah, that crossbow is actually pretty good too. But
and And I'm an arcane archer. I can probably do a lot with it.
Yeah, it's a light repeating crossbow.
Ooh.
1d8 plus 1 piercing damage while the +1 hit. Okay. Ammo range 30 to 20. Two-handed material. And bloodgrass poison. There's some arrows with it. And there's an enchantment, Lightning Burst. You can activate this ability 3 times a day, generating an electrical aura, which add 1d6 lightning damage on hit, and an additional burst of 2d6 on a critical hit. Pretty neat.
Really neat.
Well,
I
you
cannot
might-
because he's not here though.
Yeah, you might want to ask him next time, but that would be that would be quite useful for you. And then you just have to apply some. Then you just have to apply some poisons on these bolts.
These arrows.
Ammunition.
Ammunition. Right now I'm just pure caster so far. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to rely on my magical prowess.
Well, I'm a caster as well, but look at this staff.
What does your staff do?
Incredible.
Bugs.
Does it also
Some
spit fire?
bugs.
No, but I was able to cast swarms of plagues and
So you start
a large amount of insect came around us and protecting us, like making it very difficult to see us.
Oh.
Heretic using magic other than fire magic.
Yeah, and
Yeah, that's-
also, yeah, and
Does
apparently,
your god appreciate you using magic besides fire magic, or is he pretty much?
but anything that he would be quite offended if it was something against the fire, like water spell.
Oh.
But I'm not. I'm able to cast some divine spells as well.
Wait, divine, like guidance, and what else?
I can cast a spiritual weapon, spirit guardian, gilded bolt. But I cannot certain anything that would go against the idea of flames would be a problem.
Okay.
The water spells.
Oh, shit. Didn't I?
Okay, so we oh yeah, and sorry, ninja.
Yeah.
I rolled a 20 as well on the survival for while looking for water.
Gotcha.
So we might be able to find a little bit of water on our way to compensate for what the hot temperature. Maybe we find some big cactus and there's water in.
And 20 in a barren environment is going to get you 2 gallons of water. If you want to,
There we go.
somebody's going to drink that up.
Well, 2 gallon is going to cover Sia and it's going to cover long for the extra
Yeah.
water. So that's good.
Thank you. So hot outside. I
Mhm.
absorb it all.
And we gotta get ready for the cold tonight.
All right, so Oren returned from his scouting mission. He didn't see anything up ahead. So you travel. Alentha raises her staff into the air, and she casts Pass Without a Trace, so all of your footsteps left behind you in the sand disappear. Sort of like a wind following you, brushing your steps away as soon as you leave behind the footprint. So you travel, and you're traveling northward, and you move across many, many miles of open desert. And as you travel, the temperature throughout the night, let's see, you travel for 5 hours during the day in the heat, and then another 5 hours will happen at night. So it's a DC 21. It's 29 degrees out. Yeah, I used to have a card for this. Where's my note card? Note card, note card, note card. Oh no, my note card's gone.
21.
No, I guess I'll have to make a new one.
Giant.
See, I have this on a card here. Just the details on that poison. You got 7 doses of it.
All right, thank you.
It's on your table there. I
Oh,
pass for the
wait.
evening.
The con save is only a DC 12, not a DC 13.
I succeeded for the cold weather.
How does this work again? For every... It's DC 10, and then for every hour it goes +1, I think.
Man, I wish I had all this wisdom on my other character ninja.
It'd be handy, huh?
Damn man, like all this, like all these rolls that I'm doing.
Before we finished our long rest, I would, how much damage I gave, Taurus Maxis 10 good berries. And then who else was injured?
A bunch of the free were injured.
Did they take more than 40 damage total?
You'll have to look over each of them. This guy's got 12 damage. This guy's got 18. This guy's got 16. Yeah, 3 of them. 12, 18, 16.
Okay, I'll use all my level 1 spells to heal up the 18 and 12. More, and I will use 2 of my level 3 spell slots to fully heal the other one, and I'll keep 4 berries on me for the day. The poison has worn out on this guy. It only stood last time.
Yep.
What's the D on them?
That's gone. Don't worry about that. That was the dodge action. They took that on the first round. Formatting. Wonder what happened to my other card. Must have gotten overridden. Something. Well, I've rebuilt it. All right, so this was a weird night because you had offset hours, right? So you had 5 hours from 3 to 8 where it was not cold. It was hot instead. And then you continued to march up until the 10-hour period, which would go from 8 until midnight. Let's see, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe 1. So it goes until like 1 in the morning. So you guys have to make these checks. So if you make...
I have rolled 21 for my first.
So Morg completely ignores the cold throughout the night. I'll roll for Taurus. Taurus has a 6 plus. I don't think he's hitting that 21.
I saved for my entire night.
Does he have advantage on con saves?
He has a warm cover. I don't know, maybe.
Nah, he failed. All right, so he's got to make saves.
Yeah. You'll have to roll 2, but don't forget you have your con modifier. You have a hot cover. You have maybe some warm food. You, you are in the cart. If you're in the cart with me, there's going to be a fire, so that gives you another point.
All right. So
+1 those. So.
he uses his giant blanket. He wraps it tight around himself. And he makes all of his saves against all of the first 5 hours of cold throughout the night.
You probably have like a +5.
+5? All right.
Yeah, but yeah, just roll it and try to get a 21.
21? 19.
No, so you'll have to try to save. So you'll have to go on the sheet here and look at all the DCs, and these are the damage point, cold damage.
Just
So
roll
these-
5
Yeah, DC.
d20s.
So you still have your +5 anyways, but do yeah.
Roll a 10 or above for all of them. That means you pass everything.
Okay, so you guys have only gotten up to 1 in the morning, so you only have to make those first 6 checks.
So how many dice am I rolling?
6.
6 d20s.
60.
Four,
So, fail, success, 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 fail, fail.
So you take 6,
14 cold damage.
11, 14 points of cold damage.
So the cold damage is temporary damage, but it is going to debilitate you a little bit in case there's an encounter. You could spend healing on it, but it does eat up resources.
Or if you can always wait till we rest, then we might be able to sleep overnight.
All right, so you are marching to the north throughout the cold and dark night for hours and hours and hours.
Where are we now in our travels?
You left here and you've traveled 20 miles. You go about 10 miles per day. So you've gone 20 miles to the northeast. So at this point, you know you've got several more hours before the sun starts to come up, and you know that these are the good hours to travel during the night. Do you want to forced march and continue on throughout the next few hours of the night?
I think we should. I'm in a cart,
Yeah,
so
let's continue.
I'm in a cart, so it doesn't matter.
How are the free looking?
Okay. So I'm going to make a check. Just going to do one roll for the whole group. So the first hour of forced march. I rolled an 8.
We're the free city.
That's bad.
We don't have
yeah.
whips anymore. We burn them all.
They're whips of encouragement. Come on. Whips of motivation.
All right. The first hour. Second hour. I rolled another shitty roll. That's bad. So now they've got 2 levels of exhaustion. All right. So after 2 hours of forced march, Bartrus calls for a halt, and he says, "Let us take a short rest." And all of his free men will use their short rest to recover 1 level of exhaustion, getting themselves back down to 1.
Well, while they do that, I'll cook the meat.
All right. Yeah, that's good.
That way it doesn't go bad, you know. And if they want to eat too and eat something warm to help them out, get out of that cold, you know, we'll give them some.
Yeah. All right. Then we can try to press on for those last 2 hours. So that's going to leave them with 3 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah, these guys are going to need some rest.
Yeah, they really are. They're going to be in bad shape.
Yeah, we don't need to kill them just walking.
Levels of exhaustion. Shit.
That gives them disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Rolling 1 on attack rolls leads to critical fumbles.
You should have told us that we needed like 10 kanks.
10 kanks.
Like cards for every fucking one.
We need a mechalot and a giant ass
Exactly.
tank.
Like with this
Art.
crew, a Mechalot would have been a good idea. Mechalot would be expensive though. I don't know how you run that thing.
You get a driver.
Yeah, one of those psionic one.
Psionic taxi drivers.
Mm-hmm. What's the price of a Mechalot?
To own one?
Like to? Oh yeah, I don't know. A flying one too. We want a flying Mechalot.
Flying one.
Ninja. How much does that cost?
A flying mechalot?
That's the fly spell.
Yeah.
A lot.
Doesn't require water and food.
A lot.
Yeah.
All right, it's 5 in the a.m. 5 in the a.m. The sun begins to rise. The free men are so exhausted that they can barely hold their shields and their weapons up.
Camp.
All right, let's make camp. So Bartras tells his men to take a load off, try to get themselves some shade, put up some tents, try to rest up, drink some water from their supplies. They all have several water skins each. He's going to talk to Alentha, and he's going to say, Alentha, we're going to need to resupply soon. She says, yes, we will get water when we get there. You have enough to last until we get there, do you not? Ah, yes, but the men are growing a little bit nervous at our supply of water in the open desert this far out, she says. Have no fear. I know where the water is. Trust in me. Trust in the peace-bringer Alentha. And he nods his head and he says, as you say, Rally, men! Have no fear! We'll get water within a day. Trust me.
What is that water source you're talking about?
She
Tower thing?
She says that we're headed towards a sacred valley. A place where there is a spring of clean, drinkable water.
Any elementals?
She has a knowing smile, but she does not say more.
You know what might
Water
happen
elementals?
if I... Yeah, you know what might happen if I see a water elemental.
She pats you on the shoulder and says, do not worry, all is well. All will be revealed in due time.
But don't blame me if things goes explosive.
It's like you arrive,
Steamy.
you've got Cornegard, what's his name? Corganard. You've got Corganard, and you bring him there for the ritual, and then it's like, oh no, it's a water elemental. Kill it! And then the ritual doesn't happen, and the world dies. It's all your fault. Oh no.
He was surrounded by a water crystal thing.
Okay.
Surprised you didn't kill him then.
So, Sia, it's up to you to cast your spell.
Yeah, it's time for my ultimate.
I'm gonna take 1 hour of check overnight, or 2 hours, whatever it is, that I can do. I'll take like the third shift.
Orin offers to watch one of those hours, and so does Taurus.
How do I put down the circle, Clemens? Like, how do I put down circle?
What's the circle? The
20 feet. That's
20
it.
feet.
Just a 20-foot though.
You might just want to borrow one of the circle things.
Radius or foot? Radius
That's
or diameter?
Yes.
I think it's like
So it's 40 feet, man.
it's like this.
It's the size of a fireball.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 10 feet, a 10-foot radius.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's a fireball.
Not a whole lot of space. You guys are barely able to fit in there.
It says 9 creatures can fit.
Yeah. The party. That's about it.
And we don't got to worry about temperature. And
Okay, so everybody climbs into that bubble. The Kanks don't care about the heat. The Free are putting up with it. So,
Does that mean if he was to transform into a kank, he could ignore the heat?
in theory, I don't know how long he can stay that way. Okay, so let's see. They lose 1 level of exhaustion by resting. And they have to make a con save to see if they can successfully rest through the heat of in the afternoon.
Dude, he could just transform himself into a giant ant, and the heat wouldn't even really affect him. You could bury yourself in sand.
Okay, so it says in the morning the temperature is like 106 degrees. The DC is only 3, so I made the check. I rolled pretty badly, but they still made it because the DC was only 3. And then it gets kind of overcast in the noontime, like not the afternoon, but leading up towards noon. It's going to get kind of overcast, and it actually cools off and becomes kind of windy. So right now it's like 5 in the morning, and you guys are just getting up, breaking camp. All of the free men are getting up. You didn't encounter anything throughout the night, but when the sun rises, you start to detect chirping noises, high-pitched yips. Does anybody wish to investigate these high-pitched yips?
Mm-hmm.
What are these yips? I look for the
Perception or-
yips.
Is it like more of a perception or?
You tell me what you want to roll.
Perception.
I look around in a wide field of view around our camp. I rolled perception. 13.
I'll do a perception as well. 22.
22.
What's your don't you have like 16? What's
16.
your like natural perception?
It says 13.
That's it? You have 16 wisdom. Okay. Oh, I got 20, that's why. Oh, wait a second. 16, you get +3, but then you get a plus... you get a +3, so yours is 16. Your
Passive perception includes your bonus thing.
Yeah. So you're at 16. Like mine is at 18, so I get +5 +3.
I've been doing it wrong this whole time.
So your perception, your natural perception is really good too.
What happened to my Janks bag?
Oh. Was it orange?
I thought it was blue.
I made it orange to match it with the color of the sand.
Well, the bag was blue, though. Where's the bag at?
I thought it was different. I don't know. What did you call it?
Bag of Jankses?
Is it on your side?
Nah, I don't see it over here. I don't know where it went. You might have to spawn another one.
Yeah, can you give me a link? Not a link, but a card again.
Okay. Objects, components, custom, figurine, doink. Should still have it in your DMs or wherever it was. Yeah, alright. Except they're quite small. Teeny tiny little critters.
What are these? Are these those things that steal magic items? Or is something else? Oh, it's the gopher that screams at people.
Exactly.
I'll be back. Give me.
Let's cast a big mute power. I cast a big mute on them.
Whoever was on watch last is going to start hearing the yips. And then, what do you have, a 22 to investigate?
Perception.
All right, you spot a bunch of things popping their heads up out of the sand. They let out a little screechy yip, and their heads pop back down into the sand. And then other ones elsewhere pop their heads out, and they give a yip.
Do they seem hostile? Oh my god, I can't.
They're furry animals.
We'll do a nature check on them.
'Kay.
No, I can't stand on this stupid rock. Okay. I don't want to like my character. Not just for that. My nature sucks. I'll give myself a guidance.
Pull out all the stops.
And that's not a good. I have no idea what they are. I bring the attention to the rest of the group.
It's a mystery. All right, some of the free will climb to the top of the rise and take a look out over there, and they're going to say, what's that? What do I see over there? Yeah. He rolls a 16. He's got +2. With an 18, he says, it's just a common jinx. No big deal. They're not harmful if you don't go after them. Watch out, they got a nasty, poisonous bite.
Rodents.
Yeah, they're just groundhogs. There's a lot of them. It is a vast swarm of janks. They live in underground burrows all throughout the desert here. There's quite a few of them. You can see many of them popping their heads out. Some of them are crawling around, looking for food, digging under rocks, eating the occasional little bush that's trying to grow on the edge of some rocks. So they're scampering about, doing their thing. They're not paying the party any mind. Although, if they spot any movement, like on the hill, one of them will like let out a chirp, and the other ones will all pop their heads up and be very attentive for a moment. Just make sure no danger is immediately present.
I think we should just leave. We don't really have time to deal with gophers.
Optional encounter. Nobody wants to hunt gophers. Janks.
No.
Nobody wants to hunt janks. All right. So you will leave the critters alone. They forage. They forage on the desert. You travel.
We'll leave them to the Uruk army.
Yeah. No, wait, that was actually when you were making camp. Sorry, my bad. That was like 5 in the morning. All right, so you force marched until you couldn't force march anymore, and then you had to rest. And you rest for 8 hours. So let's see, that went from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 in the afternoon. Okay, so after resting for a full 8 hours, it's now 1 p.m. in the afternoon on day 8. And according to my notes, the weather's fair. It's not too bad. So the weather still feels nice. The cool breeze is cooling it off, and nobody even has to make a check right now.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back. Do you guys want to press on?
Yeah, when we're ready, we should go.
All right,
We should
so
go there.
you've broken camp, you ignore the janks, you travel to the north. You travel for many hours throughout the day. Oren's going to scout ahead. Gonna make a roll for him. Does anybody want to do a travel activity?
Yeah, I'll do a survival.
Survival for more water because the troops are worried.
Do we do it? Do we assist or? Oh,
21.
Yeah. I got a 16.
All right.
Your roll.
20, 21, that's like 2 gallons of water.
Yeah. With that, and the other night, I think we covered our last of water from the day before.
Hmm.
So this is what, day 3 of travel, and we have a full week of water. For our group and everything, and the animals. So on the map, where are we at this point?
You there yet?
Are we there yet? All right. You have traveled from Tyr out to the east and then up this way. You probably encountered the Jankses right in here. And you travel for,
So another day in this.
let's see, that day you traveled 10 hours. This day you traveled 14. That means there's 12 miles to go the next day. All right.
We're gonna be real close to that to the free city there, no?
You don't know about that place, though?
No.
It's hidden. It's secret. The secret escape slave city.
Mm-hmm. It would be nice at some point that we meet them. I'm sure they would like to know that Tyr got freed as well.
Updating some numbers. One moment. All right, so you had the Janks thing. Skip that encounter. So there was 31 miles to go that day, and then you travel for 10 hours. You don't encounter anything else aside from the Jankses. So that's going to leave 11.4 miles.
Oh my god, Jinx are scary. They can do D6 strength and 2d6 dex damage. Poison.
Yeah, it's bad. That's why most people don't hunt them. They do not hunt them at all.
Can transform into one if I see it? Or do we have to fight and kill it?
Into what?
I think you just have to see it, right?
Into a Jinx. Yeah.
They only have like 1 hit point, though.
It is an assassin creature. They get plus 10 bonus to hide and move silent checks. Plus 5 to hearing. Perception.
All right, let me see here. So according to my notes, if you travel from 1 p.m. until 11 p.m., there's like 4 hours in there during the cold and 4 hours during the heat of the afternoon. And it says here that in the afternoon it was like 146 degrees. So that's brutal. So everybody gets a level of exhaustion. All right. So the men of the free are in a sorry state. They're very exhausted. They crit fail their endurance, their constitution to resist the heat. They're having a really hard time. They're running low on water. Their morale is low. And they're starting to complain a lot. But Alentha tells you, peace, peace. Trust in me. Trust in the power of Korganard and the restoration of the world. Everything relies on this. Everything counts on this. It's all on you. And they grumble, but yeah, they continue on. She says, we're almost there. We're almost there. All right. So you guys have to make camp again. So everybody...
Another full day of travel, yeah?
You did another full day of travel for 10 full hours. And it's 11 p.m. The sun has gone down.
Can we see the tower in sight yet? We almost there to the holy site.
Almost. You can see the mountains looming up ahead. Let's see. The nighttime DC is 17. That's not too bad. So far, you've only gone 3 hours into the night while traveling. So, with a DC 17, can I get it with a advantage? No. Taurus has to make his saves.
I'm good for a night.
He makes that one. He makes that one. He makes that one. See ya. Are you there? Did you come back? You're muted still.
Yep, I am.
All right, so we got 3 hours of cold, dark night.
3 more D20s.
Well, it's DC 17 to ignore it. If you can make that DC 17 con save, you can just skip all the rolls.
All of them are DC? Okay.
Do a +5 and see if you pass it once.
You get one roll initially. If you can make that roll, you can just ignore the rest. But if you fail that first roll, then you have to make all the checks. So far, there would just be 3. All right, you don't have to make any rolls then. So you skip the rolls on 8, 9, and 10 p.m.
Really? Long? Really?
Double ones.
Ouch.
How
All
does that
right,
work?
so you've got 3 rolls to make. DC 10, 11, and 12. I'm going to re-roll these damage rolls, though. Those are from last time. The new ones are 3, 2, 4. So 3, 2, 4.
Second success. Third was a success. All 3 hours passed, no problem. The double ones was just a fluke.
Okay, so you've been making pretty good time. Do you want to... Like, the free men can't force march. Like, they're too exhausted. They implore you to make camp, even though it's nighttime. Bartrus will say, the morale of the men is low. We really should make camp.
Yes, we go at the pace of our slowest. No man left behind.
Okay. Are you going to put up your bubble again?
For sleeping?
Another one? Come on. Yeah, I'll
Do you
put one
use
down.
your spells for anything else?
I mean, legally, in certain situations, no.
All right, you put up your bubble, and you can ignore the cold checks for hours 11 through 5 a.m. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it'll be like 1 hour. That'll make it 6 a.m. when you wake up the next day. In the morning of that day, the weather's really nice and nobody has to make any checks. All right, so here it is, 6 a.m. The sun is rising, the cold is abating. Several people have been on watch. Oren didn't see anything. Taurus didn't see anything. Nobody saw anything. However, you've sort of time looped to where it's now morning again after you've finished your rest. So you have the options here. You can continue to rest, or you can do a daytime trek, which is going to cost you extra water.
Or
How far are we from our destination?
Roughly 11.5 miles.
So we have enough of water even if we took more. And if there's water over there, we can refill.
my internet's really bad.
Hmm?
I can barely hear you guys. I don't know if it's just me. My ping really bad.
Yeah.
Yes, your ping is very bad.
It'll take you 9.5 hours of marching, and you'll get there. So you can long rest and then finish the march during the next night, or you can travel through the day and get there tonight.
We're not doing a long rest right now?
You just finished a long rest. That's what I'm saying. You finished a long rest, but it's 6 a.m. So if you leave now, you'll be dealing with the daytime temperatures.
Before we long rested, I would heal all of Soul's damage with berries.
Gotcha. Damn,
We
your
probably
ping is
should-
awful. 999.
Are you downloading a bunch of stuff at home?
Heavy downloads.
Dear God, I'm lagging so bad I can't modify his health.
What do you guys think?
Hello?
Taurus says he doesn't mind marching in during the day and drinking more water. We've got plenty of water.
Long can hear?
I can hear sometimes.
What do you say that we walk during the daytime? It's for one day.
That's fine. We have enough water for everyone.
Yeah,
And
we can search on our
there's
way
supposed
through.
to be more water ahead.
Yeah, and we can search also on our way. See if we can find some.
Let's do it. Let's march. Come on, men. Let's go. We are so close. We can taste the refilling water.
Yeah.
I mean, they're sitting on 3 levels of exhaustion, so they're grumpy about it, but yeah, they'll march.
They haven't recuperate any of it?
The problem is when you try to sleep during the day, during the heat of the day, and you're not in that bubble, you have to make a check, and they failed it. So they acquired an extra level of exhaustion from that, even though they had... So they rested, they got rid of 1 level of exhaustion, but then it was hot, so they gained 1 back. So they're not making good progress. Things are looking bleak.
They're just blood bags anyways.
Mm.
We can walk. Let's walk.
All right, you travel. You travel for 9.5 hours to the north, and you will arrive in a valley. All right. There's some stuff that's supposed to happen during the travels. So the free men, there's one of them named Jivo. And Jivo is going to approach... he's going to approach Morg. He's going to say, "We have heard many things concerning your group. It is said that you carry the Great One with you, though we do not know what the Great One is. Yes, there are rumors. There are always rumors. But who put stock in such old slave tales? As far as we have been told, Alentha was instructed to find a group of escaped slaves who fled Uruk a few days ago. She believes you are these slaves. Are you? No matter. I just want this mission to end so that we may return to our village. The wastes have become strange in recent days. Animals stand still for long periods of time, staring north towards Uruk as though waiting for someone or something to come. Other places have been deserted by the animals, leaving the inhabitants of the wastes hungry and more violent than usual. Why are these things happening?"
We are indeed the ex-slaves from Uruk. We just came to Tyr a little while ago. Why those strange and aggressive creatures getting stirred up, I do not know. But we do have the legendary Korgnod with us, and we are trying to help him ascend, which is where our destination is going to hopefully fulfill that.
One of the other free, a woman named Ninburi, she says, "I know why the wastes have gone crazy. It's because of this Great One we have heard tales of. Great One, bah! The Great One is evil and dangerous. I say he's an agent of the Sorcerer Kings. Perhaps he's a Sorcerer King himself. You all heard what happened in Tyr. There are no Great Ones. There are only masters and slaves. The masters are all evil and cruel, and the slaves are all dead or dying. That is why these things happen. That is why everything happens. Preservers, defilers, templars, sorcerer kings, they all serve themselves. This Great One is just another master."
Well, we're no longer have any sorcerer kings in Tyr. We don't support them.
Taurus shouts, "Me no slave!"
And who is this Great One you're talking of?
Korganard. She doesn't believe in the Korganard.
We don't have any evidence that he's evil. Why do you suspect that he's evil?
She's cynical. She suspects everything. There's a mole in the group, and he says, "I say you are wrong. I am Heko the Mole. Has a preserver ever done anything to hurt us? Alentha has done nothing but help the tribe since she joined. I say this Great One is our salvation, as she says. I have also heard the name Gossamer, although I don't know if it applies to the same being. The stories I have heard speak of water welling from the ground wherever the Gossamer walks, of trees sprouting from dead sand, of rocky ground splitting open to reveal fertile soil. The Gossamer is a being of nature and balance. He can save Athos. I feel it in my battle-weary muscles. He will cause the land to be reborn." So,
He is encased in water. He is chosen by nature to nurture it.
some of them are skeptical, some of them are believers. Veril the half-elf chimes in, and he says, "Fools, the Great One is not salvation. There is no salvation. The Great One is the damnation of Athos. Haven't you realized yet that the world is dead? It just hasn't cooperated by laying down yet. Well, this Great One has come to remind Athos that it died long ago. It will suck up the small amounts of life that still remain like a hungry giant sucks up thrycreen stew. Everywhere it travels will become black and lifeless as it speeds up the slow process of death that has been unfolding since long before our fathers were born. That is what the Great One is, and I welcome it. I welcome an end to this existence we have wrongly called life." Boy, he's a bastard. As you can see, their morale is low. Many of them are cynical, downtrodden. Many of them see little hope. Boy, if only you had a bard. A charismatic bard to inspire these people.
Yeah, I wish they did too. In all honesty. Wait, are we missing somebody? Did somebody leave? I could have
Hmm.
sworn.
From who we had
No,
before?
we're still
No.
here.
Oh, okay, that's
Orin Orin never showed up, and I am autopiloting Taurus.
so I could have sworn. What other?
Nope, just me, you, and Chris,
Uh,
and Ninja.
but- so I have to give an inspirational speech to them.
Yeah.
You should.
Did you hear how downtrodden they were? How cynical what they said was?
Yes, I did. An inspirational speech. Where are they from? Where are these guys from again?
The Free come from a village. It's a small village. Alentha came to their village and has been helping out because she's a druid and she has powers over nature. What is their village called? It says somewhere in here. I'll look for it.
Wait, the free men of Tyr, they're all from Tyr or something?
No, they come from another village outside of Tyr.
Uh,
The Free are a tribe of ex-slaves whose exploits have become legends to those slaves still in bondage. Like most legends, the stories associated with them, tales of golden caravans which take slaves to a city-state that has no masters, have become tall tales built around a small kernel of truth. The Free do conduct raids against those who keep or sell slaves, freeing those slaves that they come across if the opportunity presents itself. Above all, they are interested in maintaining their own freedom.
so they're like Super America.
Yeah, they're big into liberty.
All right, where's a good high place? On top of this cart, barrels. Oh shit, I dropped myself.
Up on top of the cart, sure.
More than still, I'm just shit, fuck, shit, fuck.
Happening.
I don't know. I'm trying to place my. All right. I don't know if I'm a turkey, so I'm just gonna have to yell. Free men of. Wait, what's. Okay, so they think that we're escorting an evil person. Is that what I'm getting?
A couple of them, they don't believe that Korganard is the savior that will solve the ecological problems of the planet. They think that everything's evil. All the sorcerer kings are evil. Nothing good could come of this world. So they just can't bring themselves to believe that Korganard really is going to fix anything. So they're all out in the desert, risking their lives, running out of water on the verge of dying against giant Antloids. And what's all of it for? They haven't actually seen proof. They haven't seen Korganard in all of his transforming glory the way everybody at the Veiled Alliance meeting did.
Okay.
So you and the party and the Veiled Alliance, you guys are all aware of the magic that was in the room when Korganard was transforming into his crystal form.
All right.
But these guys came along after the fact, and so it's hard to convince people to believe powerful, good magics have occurred after the fact when they have no proof in front of their faces.
All right. Listen here, the
You
free.
show 'em inside the
I
cart.
have witnessed Organar's greatness with my own eyes, and I can, from what I've seen, he quite possibly has the power to restore this hostile land to what it previously was. We are running out of water, but if we do this successfully, no one will ever have to go thirsty. No bit of land will ever be unfertile, and we will be able to live with liberty and peace. Now I understand that some of you have your doubts about what is going on. Even I did at a time. We're sacrificing so much for just a sliver of hope. But even if we do have only a sliver of, there is quite possibly a chance that we can live our life with, not, with peace, liberty, and everything that we strive to have. I know. Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Good job.
Listen here, my fellow Americans.
All right. You improved their morale a little bit. A little bit.
Listen, can I give another speech?
If you want to.
All right. Now I feel like my last speech didn't get the message good enough, so I'll make another one. You see, we are doing this that everyone across the wasteland, not just do any of you have families? If so, we will be making so the next generation is able to prosper. No more of this. No more slavery. No more. I'm not gonna say no more social things.
The mole that was in the crowd shouts out, "Of course not!"
Of course. Oh, I get it. A part of me was like, "Wait, what?" Not get it. Oh.
It's like, don't you have families? And he's a mole. Of course not.
Wait, are moles infertile?
Moles are.
Oh, father.
You take a dwarf and a human woman, and you force them to do the deed, and then the mother dies in childbirth, and then you get this like orphan super hybrid that goes directly into the slave pits to fight in the gladiator games. So all they've ever known is combat and murder. As they've never met their parents, and all they know is death.
So he's just being difficult. Got it. All right.
Where you're like, don't you have families? And he's like, no.
Not you, Steve. Wait, what's Korganod, right? I can assure you that Korganod has no ill intention.
All right.
Oh wait, I'm not done. As a member of the Veiled Alliance myself, am I cutting out?
A little bit.
God damn it.
Just a little bit.
I can assure you that we only have the best in mind for the people of this. Is there a planet name? Or is it just for the people of Dark Sun?
Athos. Athas.
For the people of Athos. Now I ask you this: are you willing to throw that up just for days of peace that will only be interrupted by a more than likely swift death, or will you sacrifice it all for a chance to have peace and happiness?
Another reference would be like the Tablelands. That would just refer to like all of the known lands around here.
Okay, just a title drop: the world of the Dark Sun.
Like if you said Athos, people might not even know what you mean. But if you say the Tablelands, they know you just mean like everywhere, all the kingdoms.
Oh yeah, then I say replace Athos or Dark Sun with Table.
Yeah.
I want to put a title drop in my speech. Hold up. We cannot keep living under the oppression of this dark sun.
Indeed.
We must rise. We must rise. And that's it.
Okay. Well, at the 9.5 hour mark, you arrive. Let me check my hours here. So
9.5 hour speech.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. And the first one, they were like, woohoo. Then I kept talking. Is this guy going to shut up? Like, yeah, we were motivated like.
It was a little better. Now it's worse.
I think
we were motivated. We were motivated 3 hours ago, man.
Yeah, we might want to take these few that are troublemakers and send them back towards these janks.
Are you saying we just kill the people that
as a recon mission?
So we send them out to possible death for disagreeing.
Mm-hmm.
Just
We don't need the trouble. We don't need a bunch of traitors around us while we might face the hurricane, the Uric army.
See.
okay.
We should keep an eye on those.
The hidden valley looms ahead. At the end of your long trek, traveling throughout the entire day, you're starting to feel tired, starting to think about making camp, maybe. But then the valley comes into view. The sands gently fade into a grassy plain as the land rises, becoming forest. An opening in the forest reveals a protected valley full of lush vegetation. All of the men of the free, they look around, their eyes widening in wonder, few of them having seen such lush vegetation in a long time. You can see jagged rock jutting up, overlooking a still blue pond that reflects the rock on its mirrored surface. In the distance, you hear the unmistakable sounds of falling water, as if from a waterfall. The most amazing sight, however, is an odd collection of small animals waiting like some noble's procession before the forest passage. So it's like a scene out of a Disney movie. Korganard's chrysalis, his crystal containment vessel, is like the Cinderella or the Snow White, and all of the animals of the forest. They all come to pay homage to Korganard. So, a very strange scene. Quite a lot of wildlife coming out of the trees, out of the forest, out of the bushes, and they're all just sort of observing. They're all looking to Korganard. It was like the rumors that the Free had the previous day, where they were saying, it's very strange how the animals keep looking to the north. Well, here these animals are doing the same thing, except they're not looking to the north. They're looking towards Korganard. Taurus says, "Ooh, pretty." Orin looks around suspiciously and hides in a bush.
I want to go up and pet the animals.
Okay. Yeah,
How far are we from our destination?
you are at your destination.
So is there a place dedicated for the end of the ceremony?
Actually, hang on. Everybody grab your figurines off the board here.
Grab it.
Oh,
Do
we
not
need
pray
the
for
cards
better.
too?
Do not pray for better lives. Pray to be stronger men.
Yeah, take the cards too.
Oh, it's loading. Lagging.
Is this lag or can
I think the cards were locked.
they are? Are those bones part
Where
of the
did
type?
my big bug go? Let me take my big bug mini.
I'll put it on your closer to your.
Oh, you
it's
put it on
the
this
wrong,
case.
yeah, wrong one. There you go. Everything's off. Let's be done with this ceremony.
Woohoo! Cure global warming.
Do we win? Did we win?
Captain Planet, he's a hero. Gonna turn pollution back to zero.
Just starting our own town in this place. This would be the perfect place to be a defiler right now.
Huh? I feel like you're calling somebody out.
Where are we at in all this? Whoa.
Interesting. Some other bug models I can use for something? Forgot about these guys.
Yeah, when we got to the oasis, they were drinking.
Can I grid project on this? Probably not, huh?
With the original grids in?
Yeah, I wish I could grid project down, but I can't. Because it doesn't act as a interactable.
Mhm.
Weak. Anyway, these are 10-foot squares, so pick a corner. All right, so you approach a serene lake.
This is beautiful. We've never seen anything like this.
Never.
And the water seems super clean.
Does this load?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I can see it. I don't know about other people, but I can see it. I didn't get any error messages, so...
So far, so good.
Where you guys are on the table?
All right. So as you approach the beautiful lake in the middle of the forest, there's a tremendous outcrop of rock. And as you approach, it begins to shake and smaller rocks tumble down off of it. Little bits of loose dirt and sediment turning into clouds of dust. And it rises high into the air as it stands up, revealing itself to be an enormous earth elemental.
No, my.
The elemental says with an echoing, gravelly voice that sounds like an earthquake, "I, Desverendi, welcome the protectors of the Great One. Peace to you all. Bring the Great One into my presence, and we shall finish what was begun."
Alenta, do you know about this?
Yes. He is Desverendi, the spirit of the earth. He will help us complete the ritual.
No
Ride
animation
the
here.
cart forward.
Taurus grabs Korganard up out of the back seat and carries him towards Desverendi. Plop. It's a Korganard. Ugh. And he chucks it. He just throws it at his feet. Ka-thump.
We'll have Orin sneaking in the bush over here to guard. Look around.
Where's my girl?
Taurus, you gotta be careful with him. He's our savior.
And who summon a giant creature like you? Elemental of hurt.
Desverendi looks down at you and says, "Desverendi has always existed here." Sort of a permanent fixture.
So you come straight from the world of elementals, huh?
Desverendi is the earth.
We won't get much from this one.
Alright, back. Oh, this place looks nice.
Mm-hmm. I will.
You ever see this much water and vegetation before?
I will go to the leader of the freemen, and I'll ask him. You should spread your guards around to start patrolling, and the one that were a little troublesome earlier, keep them close. We don't need them to cause more trouble.
And he says, "Oh, my men wouldn't cause any trouble. They're good boys, trust me."
They just need to relax. Have them drink some water.
All right.
Yeah, well, yeah,
He's going to split them off into patrols of 5 men. He'll send those 5. Maybe 5 or 6. He sends these 6 over here. He'll send these 6 over here.
I'm concerned that these men from this army from Uruk is going to show up during the end of this ceremony. We should be very careful.
If only Varenza was here to
Oh.
track them.
Oh, this thing detached and everything. Look at this shit. What happened to it?
To get Korganard off, I had to detach it.
Oh god, that's why. It's all broken now.
That's fine. Those are empty barrels anyway. You might want to fill them back up. Take them off the cart.
Yeah. Everything's gonna be filled up again.
Of course, all these men, they're going to go to the crystal clear blue water and they're going to fill up their water skins, thankful that they finally found a fresh source of water in the deep desert. They were very worried and concerned that they would die out here. It's just bones bleaching in the sun.
This seems a bit too good to be true.
This is almost a mission accomplished here. The final ritual is being enacted right before your very eyes.
Everything's going too right. It's going
Is
too.
Korganard glowing extra?
I feel like something's gonna go wrong. Everything's been going too right.
What can we do to assist to this ceremony? Is there anything, or should we just keep guard?
Okay. So, this ceremony is very difficult. Lend me your aid, and we will bring him back from the other side.
That's what Korganard sounds like?
No. This is Desverendi, the Earth Elemental. Korganard's, he's in a chrysalis. He can't do anything. He can't say anything. He can only communicate in dreams.
But he's a god now.
Getting there. Working on it.
How do we lend you aid? What do you need of us?
The ceremony. Alright, so anybody who's a caster can help with the ceremony. So I'm going to get
So everyone here.
Gussel and Crew and Jogo. They're definitely going to help.
I might be able to help. No.
I'm gonna help. Definitely.
And Alentha, she's definitely going to help as well. And Desverendi, he's leading the ritual. So he starts it off.
Clerics don't count in this.
Clerics are casters. See, it's your choice. Do you want to help with the ritual? Or do you want to stay on watch?
I will stay on the watch.
All right. So those are sort of your two options right now. So people who are guarding the entrance to the valley. And people who are participating in the ritual are at the back of the valley at the lake where the ritual is being performed. So it's like two different locations. You really have to choose one or the other. Everybody who's going to be at one location will not be at the other location. This is a de facto party split right here. So choose wisely. Gussel and Crew and Jogo and Alentha have all chosen to be at this end of the valley.
I think it might be a little bit more valuable in the combat if we had to. But we have other people in the party that could help with the ceremony if they really wanted to.
Uh-huh.
If you want to, you can participate through that, but give us some inspiration. If you leave us.
What do you say, Long?
Uh,
Will you stay or will you go now?
Well, yeah, I stay.
If you stay, there will be trouble. If you go, it will be double.
I feel like you said
Uh,
what Ninja just said. I might change.
if I stay, do I have to stay like for the whole entire like ritual, or if I like break away midway to like defend them if enemies come here, is that bad?
It says in the guide that it would take you several turns to get from one spot to the other. So if you do break off from the ritual, you won't be helping with the ritual, and you also won't be in the combat for like a D4 turns.
Okay. I will stay at the ritual site.
All right. So that's one for the ritual, along with 3 of the NPCs. Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm going.
You're going to stay with the ritual, or you're going to go to the battle?
Ritual.
You stay at the ritual. All right. Soul and Morg right
is that
here.
gonna help accelerate the ritual? More people there.
Who knows?
I hope so.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay out of it.
Taurus Maximus goes and he hangs with Bartris. Aaron's going to stay by his side.
If he was an elemental of magma, maybe.
He's not your sort.
It would be so
No.
much better if it burned more.
None of my clique.
It's not cool like the rest of us.
All right. So these guys scout around. They don't see anything dangerous at the back end of the valley, so they're going to move sort of towards the front end of the valley where the entrance is. So are these guys.
Keep guard, everyone.
I'm going to put them over on the...
Open your eyes.
So we got...
But there's sand. Ah!
Okay. So if this was like a compass, we got... Oh, God, that's not working out.
Yeah, something's weird.
Don't pray for easier lives, my. Pray to be stronger men.
Can't. Oh yeah, that works now.
Okay, a little compass there. So we got the east flank over here. We got the west flank over here. We got these guys that are hanging out right in the front entrance of the valley. The valley itself is sort of a little bit circular. Maybe the entrance itself is like these squares here. And there's lush trees all around the outer perimeter that are almost impassable because they're so thick. So that creates like an enclosed area. Let's see. I'm gonna split these two. Split these groups up, and I'm gonna put some of them here, and the other set here. All right.
Where are we at?
Last chance to reposition yourselves.
Where?
All right, where would I go to?
That's your call. Where do you want to go? I've described the layout of the valley, pointed out all the landmarks, the locations.
I don't gotta stay in the Pacific Place. I just gotta be here.
So if you're at the ritual, you want to be right where you're at. You want to be standing right in the circle around Korganard's chrysalis as it floats in the air. The dark
Yes.
crystal levitating there.
Orin is hiding in a bush.
You want
Staying right.
you want Orin to hide in a bush? All right, that's
Yeah.
fair.
I'm gonna be kind of in the middle because I can shoot a fireball and hit everything.
Okay.
And then Taurus can move like 90 feet in one turn, so he can like stay close. I think be the quarterback or the offensive. And then what about Bartras?
Bartras is the leader of his army. He's going to give orders from a position where he can shout to his troops, so he'll probably move towards the front, but not all the way to the front, like
So
here.
where do we think the enemy might be coming from?
Well, I've described the defensible valley is protected on all sides except for this one entrance right here.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's gonna come from the south somehow.
Yeah.
So I guess we can get closer here. Yeah, thanks. It's good. And I prepare a spell. If I see something show up, I want that spell to show up.
Wait, do we all just, if we're helping, do we all just stand around Chrysalis chanting "Ooga Maka Ooga"?
You're actually going to have to make Arcana checks in order to help with the ritual.
Oh,
I
Oh,
knew
perfect.
Arcana wasn't a useless stat. I knew it.
Perfect. I'm not there. I don't have any.
I knew Arcana wasn't a useless stat.
You
I
got
have
plus
never met.
0. Arcana is not bad at all, actually. It's very useful. It's just
Yeah, I've barely met anyone who uses it though.
in this world we're just not using that much, you know. But I'm gonna prepare a spell though.
Azarath Mentrion Zento.
There you go. Yeah, so if I see an enemy show up or anything from the distance, I'll be casting a spiritual weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be a scimitar that looks like it's in flame.
Scimitar.
Gotta stay on brand, you know.
I think a scimitar works pretty well in this world. For this world.
Well, you called it. Molestic and his troops. They were waiting outside of Tyr. And when they saw you trek out across the desert, they followed you here.
bunch of
And
bastards.
he brings his troops. He's got lots of half-giants, of course.
Wonder if my +1 Arcana will help.
I should prepare another spell. These blocks are 10 feet.
10-foot squares, yeah.
Alright.
All right, so leading the charge is 2 rows of half-giants.
Is there a way to perceive them in advance?
Okay, so approaching the valley, you've got 2 rows of half-giants with heavy shields, and they're marching in formation. And there's shouts and orders coming from some point behind them. And they are marching forward through here. Where are you at? What's the range on your fireball?
150, I think. I'll double check. That or 120. But I'm not. Yeah, 150. Just not. It shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, so before they even get to this position, you could fire your fireball that you had ready.
But that's not what I prepared though.
What did you prepare?
I prepared a spiritual weapon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right, so you create your spiritual weapon at some point within 30 feet. You can go ahead and do that.
Yep. Just to pop it out because it'll stick around me for a while, and I don't have to concentrate on it.
All right. So the half-giants begin to advance, and the men of the free who have just they just spent an hour resting. They took a short rest, and they dropped their exhaustion to 2 levels. Now, unfortunately, with 2 levels of exhaustion, they're not going to be in the best fighting shape. 2 levels of exhaustion is where you get your speed halved and disadvantage on ability and skill checks. It won't affect their combat other than their speed. Because their legs are sore from marching all day. So I can move them like 3 squares.
We'll have to do an initiative. If you do Taurus Maximus initiative, he has advantage there.
Yeah, everybody roll initiative.
Initiative.
And then Sky has +4 to his initiative.
All right. Well, he's got a 19.
Can you reset the thingy thing?
Yep. He's got a 19. Taurus has 20.
See, what's your initiative? Oh, actually, yeah, you still have to do it.
I'm getting Orens.
You got +3, by the way.
I'm getting Tauruses.
9.
Looks like a 12 to me, no? Did you see that? Like it's between 6 and 12, what the fuck? Oh, that's weird. Alright.
Yeah, the dice.
I think we all have ours in.
There it is then.
I'm at the bottom.
Okay. So
No. Well, you're casting right now. Stay at the casting site. I don't even know what's going to be attacking us, though.
all right, anytime now.
So, little question. If you're... I know that's not always the case, so... If I cast a spell out of a staff that normally would have a concentration, does it have a concentration when it's cast out of an item?
I don't think so. I think the item is concentrating on it, and it's just automatic.
Okay. Because I know some items don't require that, so I don't know if it was the rule or something like that.
This is weird. I'm trying to spawn this little token item, and it's not spawning for me. Is it spawning on your screen?
Where you...
I'm over by Desverendi, the Spirit of Earth. I'm trying to...
I don't see anything on my side, and I don't have any boxes asking anything.
That's weird. Why won't it let me place anything?
I can't give you... like, this thing, the table is too big, and it's lagging right now.
Here, go to Objects, Components. Do you see the one that says Peace Pack?
Yeah.
All right. Do you see the red one on the right?
Suns?
And then there's one that's called Suns Square Ace. Could you drop one of those next to Desverendi here?
Suns? Yeah.
Suns
Which
Square
one?
Ace. The one with the sun symbol. The red sun symbol on a square wooden block. All right. This is the ritual. Alentha at the top of the initiative. She screams, "We must hold them off until the ritual is complete." She rolls her... she rolls her Arcana check to participate in the ritual, and she throws all of her energies into it. She's got a 21. It's a good roll. Okay.
You should give them Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt.
Plus, like a potential +8 is pretty big. We must find a way to split these half giants.
Right.
Oh, use your big penis.
I'm gonna check some stats real quick. Right. Arcana. It's gonna be. Oh, she's got +9. Not bad. Gusselin Crew with the +9. Jogo, he's got. He's got proficiency. He's got +9 also. That's good. And then Alantha, let me double check hers. Also +9. They've all got good rolls. Wow, wait, so if I rolled a 16, +9's actually a 25. Damn. That's a hell of a good roll.
We gotta kill that, actually, if we could capture that, Templar, if she's there, it would be a fantastic ceremony. It's a fantastic sacrifice.
All right. I wonder if she can.
Landing on Burning Man.
I think she can still do something that she doesn't have to concentrate on. So she's going to cast. She's going to cast a fun spell.
Winter spells not fun.
Ah, wait a minute. It takes 8 hours to cast that. Shit.
That's a ritual.
Yeah, it's a 8-hour awaken tree spell.
Oh, cool.
That would have been good 8 hours ago.
Who's trying to cast that?
What's the range on this? Touch. That's not helpful. Alentha.
Oh.
What's the range on that? 120 foot. 12 squares. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. All right. How do I want to do this? Funneling. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. She's going to drop it right here. Drop it like it's hot. Wall of Thorns erupts from the ground all along here, covering 6 squares from here to here. 60 foot 60 foot long, 10 feet high.
It's a pretty strong spell.
That is a 6th level Druid's Wall of Thorns spell that she cast as a single action item spell from her staff.
Dang.
Staff of the Woodlands. She waves it in the air. She's maintaining concentration on the ritual, but she uses the item activation to cast this Wall of Thorns. So that will do 7d8 piercing damage if anybody tries to pass through it. So no enemies should be coming through on that side. So that limits their options a little bit. Or at least if they try, they'll take a lot of damage. Taurus is going to move up. I guess I'll just dash. He can move 9 squares. So I will move from there. Orin, from his hidden spot, is going to have a really great hide check. He hides. It's actually fairly average, but whatever. I'm going to check his stats real quick. What's he got on hide? He's probably got a really good hide.
Yeah, I think it's like plus 10 or something like that.
It's got to be.
Yeah, it's plus 10 times 2, so advantage.
Stealth, 9. Okay, so he's got a 19. That's good stealth.
I think he can do it with advantage. Not sure. I don't know. It says it times 2, so it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah. Well, it's already applying the double proficiency, but I don't see a feature that gives him advantage. So I'm going to say no. So he holds his position, waiting for an opportune moment to strike. They've not spotted him yet. Morg, what do you do? Roll that Arcana check.
I would roll the Arcana.
If you can complete the ritual, maybe
21.
Korganard can help.
Ooh.
Lucky.
Nice.
I'm like, I'm not familiar with this type of magic. I use nature, but here goes nothing.
Desverendi will help you out. Desverendi, in his gravelly voice, instructs you to just focus and to concentrate on imbuing Korganard with all of your love and your energy and your respect for nature and your druidic power. Channel your energy and your concentration into it. He's a psionic being, so it's all about your mental energy and your concentration flowing into Korganard. So you can do stuff so long as you don't leave the area and you don't do anything that breaks concentration. So you can't cast a concentration spell, but you might be able to activate items, drink potions, get items in and out of bags, do a variety of different things. Do you want to do any of that stuff?
You said I cannot cast concentration spells?
If you cast a concentration spell, you're no longer helping with the ritual, because it requires concentration to continue helping with the ritual. But you can do almost anything else that doesn't require concentration or going more than 30 feet away. Those are the two restrictions. You have to stay within 30 feet, and you have to concentrate. And make those Arcana checks.
For now, I will just focus on this thing.
Okay.
I don't think I can do anything else from here.
Well, the Free are going to engage in combat with the half-giants. The Free do not do very well.
Perfect.
I rolled a 5. So... the Free have a 5.
Are these squares just 2x2s? Like each one of these big squares is a 2x2?
Yeah.
Or so it's a 10x10. I mean.
They are 10-foot squares. Yep.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I still can't reach that far. That's fine.
These guys are taking their full block on these giants.
Yep. They are large creatures. They take up some significant space.
These fools are gonna get themselves killed.
They're sort of trapped. There's no exits from this valley. So it's fight or die at this point.
See if I can help.
And who knows how many reinforcements are behind this row of half giants.
I can plant growth this area and block it off.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing, Chris?
Oh, it's my turn?
It is.
Okay, I'll move a little bit here. Stay in the bush, kind of. And I will cast Wall of Flames! So, these are 10 blocks, so...
Can you get all of them?
Yeah, the first row.
In the first row. 6 saves.
Yeah, I need to draw a box here.
What's the DC on that?
Okay, 17 dex.
17 dex.
And it's pointing towards them.
They only have +1, so they need a 16 or better to save.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 of them save, the rest don't.
So they'll take half the damage.
How much? Did you roll it?
Roll. I'm coming.
Kaboom! An explosion of fire.
23! Actually, I'm gonna re-roll one of them. Let's roll the one. Lag. So 33 plus 4.
37.
37 damage, and the wall of flame is right where they're standing, so...
A couple of them only took 18.
That's okay, but they're right in the middle of flames.
Yeah.
They are burning right now, and the people behind that sees that their friends are in a wall of flame.
Yeah, that might slow them down. All right. Bartress is going to shout orders at the free. Tell them to get in an extra attack. They swing. Half Giant's got armor class 17 with his shield up. They've got +5. That's an 18. It barely connects. He's going to do 6 damage to this one. Puts it at 43. Bartress says, "Good job, soldier. Keep up the fight." All right. And then the Half Giants are going to attack. Ooh, they got a 15. All right, so the Half Giants beat the free by 10. So let's see.
We are getting our shit caved in.
Okay. He takes 8 damage. He takes 7. He takes 2. This guy takes 14. This guy takes 7. This one takes 12. All right. So in that exchange, during that turn of combat, the Free lost pretty badly to the half giants, who are physically much more powerful. And, they're getting their asses kicked, but they're holding the line. They're putting up a fight. And then I'll do the Veiled Alliance. They each do one Arcana roll. I've got 27 and 12. That's not good. 27's good. 12 is not. So the 12 is actually not going to help any progress. The 27 did. It's anything 20 or above is good. So you've got 3 checks. It's going to be Sia's turn, but I have to use the bathroom really bad, so I'm going to go use the bathroom.
That was good. That was fast.
Yeah.
Holy shit, the range on Insect Plague is 300 feet. Damn, 300 foot away. And the materials are pretty easy too.
I'm back. What time is it? 11:57.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 9 p.m.
All right. See ya. What'd he do? Arcana check, right?
How do you want to end the day?
Rah-rah, you are muted. Rah-rah, sis boom ba.
See ya, you're muted.
Bugs Bunny, Bugs Bunny. Rah-rah-rah.
All right, hello.
Hey.
Hello.
What can I do?
A Arcana check to finish the ritual.
Would that make it go any faster, or is that just it?
You have to get a certain number of rolls over 20. So far, you've got 3. So if you can get an Arcana check, 20 plus, you'll help.
All right. 20 plus.
Yes, it's a very difficult ritual.
All right. I'll make the Arcana check.
If you fail the check, you still contribute. It just doesn't get you any progress. But eventually, when enough progress has been made, Korganard will crack open his chrysalis and rise. Maybe he can help you win this war.
And no,
Nuke them up.
All right. 10.
I can't Bardic Inspiration myself either, so it's just a.
Okay.
Can I does Bardic Inspiration, will that cause me to lose concentration?
No, it will not.
Alright. When I'm Bardically inspired. Who is that right there? Is that
I'll give you a +8.
You could give it to Morg or Alentha or Jogo or Guslin Crew.
I'll give it to Morg.
All right, Morg, you are inspired.
More channeling into the Korganod.
Yeah, roll a 20.
All right, guys. I'm going to end it there. It is the midnight hour. Alentha goes first when we continue.
Fasting the Deception?
Yeah. And hopefully next week, Joe will be there. And hopefully next week, Skywill will be there.
Why weren't they here?
I don't know. I don't know what the deal with Skywill was. And Joe didn't say, but I feel like it was a funeral, maybe.
No, Joe had a bunch of friends at home.
Oh, is that it?
and, Yeah, it was entertaining.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's fair. He had a bunch of people around. He couldn't make it to our game. I see how it is.
What are your real life friends? I see.
Yeah, hoes before bros. I see how
All right. When was this comment? Notarog says, "Don't wake the bear, or it will fuck you." I'm not sure when that was or what that was a response to, but yeah, probably a good idea not to get fucked by a bear. Well, thanks for watching out there in Twitchland. I'll end the stream there. It's been fun.